Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Let me refresh your memory who our next guest is going to be. Piper Fawn, who's the Florida mom, OnlyFans model, who went viral after this story broke. Check out this was a courtesy of 3TV. Listen to this.
I am looking at when I pull up behind one of these vehicles.
Facebook messages, complaints, and TikToks.
You ban a vehicle.
Taking the front pew at a private Christian school in Tavares
is not just a tiny little emblem on the back of a car. It is taking up the entire back windshield of two vehicles.
Lexi Thomas is a parent at Liberty Christian who wants this ad on another parent's car to stay off campus. That other parent is Michelle Klein.
We're going to be speaking with Michelle Klein, a.k.a. Piper Fawn, right after KG Elephant. So stick around. It's Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. And this is actually perfect timing here. Please welcome real quick. Good morning. Should I say Michelle or Piper? And can you turn your phone sideways for me? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Oh, she's gone.
Well, that was fun.
What did you do, Rico? Jesus, man.
She saw us and she goes, no.
I swear to God, I told you not to be weird, bro.
I was weird?
Yeah, like we'll watch the replay. I think it was the way that you were looking. You were looking like this. Something like that. Yeah.
All right, let's see your face.
Don't
What were you
do that.
doing? What were you doing?
Yeah, there it is. All right. There we go.
Voila.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes.
Excellent.
There we go.
Can you do me one favor? Can you turn your phone horizontal for me so we can go full screen?
Yep.
Boom.
Perfect. Looking fantastic and TV ready. Good morning. My name's Beef, by the way. Nice to meet you. This is Rico.
Good morning.
Howdy. Good
Hey,
morning.
what's up? Hello.
Would you like to go by Michelle or Piper?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to call me.
Well, I'll call you both then, so
Switch it up.
As we're promoting the page as well, but also getting kind
There
of
you
like
go.
the skinny of everything that you've had to deal with over the past couple weeks. I'm sure it's been a whirlwind. So we're about a minute 15 from being on the air. Okay. So we're gonna be on the FM side. So our radio rules are obviously no 7 dirty words, no cursing. And then our rule of thumb is you can say thumb and you can say ass, but don't say thumb in the ass. So we can't be like sexually descriptive. Okay.
It's a science.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got
And if something slips out, don't worry about it. I got the dump button and we're good. And then we'll do a couple minutes off the air on the video just to kind of recap everything. And then, and then we don't have to be sensitive. Yeah.
Yeehaw.
You having a good like Mardi Gras Tuesday, Fat Tuesday?
I am having fun. I haven't done much yet. I've been just kind of weeding through all my haters this morning. Every morning I wake up to like almost like it's weird. Like right now there's more hate on the other woman. So I'm like, yes, I get a break.
Yeah. And rightfully
track.
so. Honestly, rightfully so. And we just played a clip of the news story, which I'll play a little bit more of here in just a second, of her essentially like starting this campaign against you, which I want to get the background on. So we get about 7 seconds. Let's get on the air.
Are we doing the t-shirt thing like Team Piper versus the other one? The merch game.
All right, let's get on the air.
Yeah, that's right.
Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Please welcome on via satellite on the podcast broadcast stream, which you'll be able to see a little bit later. We have Michelle, who aka Piper Fawn. She is the Orlando mom. OnlyFans model who went viral off of basically I would say a conflict between parents, right? There was a mother who had a problem with her advertising her page while dropping off her kids at this private Christian school and then campaigned to get her kids expelled, which she did. So good morning, Piper. Good to see you on the stream.
Hello.
We have so much that we're going to cover, and I know that you start off your mornings now going through all the haters on like Instagram and social media. What kind of hate have you been getting online?
Oh my gosh, the biggest one is like, you're a terrible mom, you're disgusting. This morning I got one I thought was pretty funny. She's like, way to go, hope you're happy, gave me some name calling. And then she's like, you got her kids expelled too. I'm like, I never got anyone's kids expelled, actually. She did it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Yeah, let's recap that. Okay, so your kids have been going to this school for how long before all this started?
5 years.
Okay, so yeah, they're a part of the academy,
Definitely.
and they know all the teachers, the administration, all their friends are
Mhm.
there.
Mhm.
And when did you start an OnlyFans page?
3 years ago.
Okay, and did you start
Mhm.
immediately advertising it with decals, or take a while to kind of build the page up before you
So
started advertising it?
the first year I was pretty much I kept to myself. We were kind of quiet about it. We didn't really talk or tell many people. And then I would do a lot of editing my videos. I would try to cover tattoos. And as I was getting more, that was becoming really time consuming. So I decided, forget it. We're just gonna like either, go all in or don't do it at all. So we just went full force. And then we started with the decals about 2 years ago. And yeah, it's never been an issue until now.
2 years.
Yeah, the decals have worked too, by the way, Rico.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hyper Fawn was just awarded best OnlyFans page, according to like Orlando New Times. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
I got the best OnlyFans model for 2023 in Orlando.
Yeah, see?
Woo!
So I
So
did
that's all
something.
about
Hold on, I
marketing.
want to see the trophy.
Yeah. Well, they give
I
you a
didn't even
plaque.
get one. Like, what the hell?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I got was like a
We'll make
email.
one.
Hey, congrats, you won.
No, they screwed you over. Somebody
I
there has your
know.
plaque.
I
Legitimately.
know. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, so but her marketing has paid off, obviously. Getting her name,
Mhm.
building her name out there locally, and now inadvertently, thanks to this, press, and having to deal with this hassle, she's actually starting to get international notoriety on this. Are you seeing traffic increase on your page
Oh,
since
big
the story
time.
broke? Yeah, big
Oh,
time.
big time. It started like from the very first story that was ever done, like what, 2 weeks ago now. It started then, like immediately, like that night. It was like my phone was like ding, 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 ding. I was like, holy cow.
Nice,
It's
yeah.
been good. But if I'm honest, like people like I think look at it and like, oh, she just did this for money, but I never did it. Like, you know what I mean? That's what was it's funny to me is because I fully believe that if everything was just going the way it was and she never would have spoke up and I wasn't gonna say anything and make a big deal about myself, I feel like we still would be there. Like a month ago, things were, normal and things were everybody's just going to school, doing their thing, and none of this would have happened if she would have shut up.
Right. Did
Yeah.
you ever have any interactions with her before all this? Like, did
No,
she?
it's funny. Last year, one of my kids did a sport with one of her kids, and not in a
Mm.
disrespectful way, but I didn't realize that the dad was black. So the dad was there, and we communicated a lot with the dad. Like they had their
Mhm.
snack after the sport, and they were hanging out together. My car was labeled then. No issues at all. It wasn't until this year one of my kids caught it on TV and like, oh, like that's so and so's mom. I'm like, what? Like we had no idea that they actually used to be friends, but. So with her, no, her and I had never had any interaction until she sent the email right before the school sent an email about my car, how it was just disgusting to her.
Right. And I mean, we've seen pictures of the decal. In fact, actually, you could see it on the stream. It's the branded OnlyFans logo and in the name. There's
Yeah,
nothing
it's
graphic
not
about it.
excessive. It's just text.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
marketing 101. Now, since the story broke, not only are your kids expelled from the school, now her kids are expelled from
Mhm.
the school. What happened to lead her kids to get expelled from the school?
It's funny. It felt like a deja vu moment because it was exactly last Monday night that I got the email and I was kind of dealing with, okay, where am I going to send my kid? I mean, I'm not going to say I'm surprised that happened. I'm surprised that I thought, honestly, that just staying off the campus with my vehicle was enough. I thought that was
Right.
okay. I thought that was going to work. So I was a little surprised when I still got the letter, even after we had let it go. I was like, okay, I thought we were moved on. But my reasoning was similar to hers, was disharmony in the school. And then they said, well, because you've still done interviews or continue to talk to the media. And I was like, well, so has she. And so then
Right.
the following Monday, and then I got a text saying that they had heard that. And I was like, really? So I did my research as best I could. And then I found out she did an interview really early yesterday. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they got expelled. But what's funny is she kept on with herself. That's where she got her own kids expelled because she kept on running her mouth about the school. It's like, at this point, I have no ties to the school, so I can say and do what I want. She wasn't.
Right.
She was still, her kids were still going there. And she's the one that just kept on and kept on and kept on with her little TikToks and her little like ridiculous jokes here and there and complaining about the administration and then trying to get other people rallied up with her. And before you know it, she, did it to herself. So I kind of feel like it's her karma.
Absolutely.
Karma.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
is her essentially just trying to like seize the moment and build followers and subscribers. Not much
Mhm.
different than you,
The
except the
irony.
content is different, right?
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I don't know if you follow any of my social media, but I had made a post yesterday when I found out that they had gotten expelled. I made a post and I was like, what's funny is she's going to make some money off of TikTok, but not near what I'm going to make off of this. And it's like, but she started all this. And it's like, I wasn't asking for this. I wasn't asking for someone to like, I wasn't trying to get notoriety, but it happened. It came to my play. I defended myself. And then now, it is what it is. And then now she has to now find a place to do with 9 kids for school. I only had to worry about 2. So
Right.
I'm like, it's going to take 9 kids, 3 months of the school year left. Like, that seems like it's going to, and if she has to homeschool, like, God bless her, because I would homeschool 9.
Yeah, no, I know. It's so much too. Yeah. So have your kids already into another school? Are they happy in this situation?
Yeah, I actually homeschooled them. And we had already talked about that. I have an older child that was already homeschooled this year, and they're doing great. Like, she's super happy. And so the other 2, they weren't too sad about it. Like, oh, yeah, we want to do it too. Like, we're fine with it. And we had already talked about it way before any of this took place because we like to be on the go. We like to travel.
Yeah.
We like to just, I don't want to wait till the weekend to go to the beach. If I want to go to the beach, I want to do it on a Tuesday. Like, I want to do it whenever. So with my availability being able to do that, I wanted the same with them. So I had already kind of toss that up. Just wasn't sure if I was prepared to really take on the extra work with him at home.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, it's been fine. Like, we haven't really had any issues so far. It's still early, but
Well,
but yeah, they're
that's
happy.
good.
They don't seem upset.
No, and good for them, and the other 9 kids in this situation and stuff. It is going to suck for them to figure out
Yeah.
where to put all 9 kids. And I have a little prediction. The mom who started all this, she's going to see, how much attention and money you're making from the attention.
I know what you're gonna
And
say.
she's going to turn her TikToks into an OnlyFans page for
That's
sure.
what I
She's going to follow that.
I said if she did it right now, honestly, like, she probably would do really well because she's so out there. I was like, she never would. But
Oh God.
I mean, I've made a few joke videos kind of directed at her on my OnlyFans, but
You're trying to recruit her?
Yes, I was gonna say how many people are waiting for that. If
Yeah,
waiting for
right?
that
They could be like, oh, we should
inevitable collab, the collab
Yeah.
for you guys together at the end.
Yeah,
like a
right?
photo shoot. Like, we made up. We're friends now.
Yeah, actually,
Right.
that's a great question.
Oh.
Would you be open to do any kind of collab content if she decided to drop the warfare and join the good guys?
Yeah.
No, she's had 9 kids.
Ah.
I'm going to be around that. I want to be in that.
That is fair. That is fair.
No, thank you. I'm a
we're
little more
gonna-
selective with where I put my mouth. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah. We're going to continue the conversation with Piper Fawn on the video stream and replay it in the podcast broadcast. We'll hit the reset on the FM side and come back to give away tickets for your Tucson Roadrunners. It's Rock 1 2.1. All right. So,
How many angry moms now? Like, I had 9 kids. I look nice.
No, I mean, well,
Yeah,
I will give her credit.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like she had 9 kids. 9 kids is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I was assuming she
Yeah.
was going to be like 400 pounds, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't mean this in a mean way. Like, I mean it legitimately. She doesn't look bad. She just looks very tired all the time. That's what I used to make that joke before I even knew who she was. I would tell me, like, God, she looks tired. And my kids were like, well, Mom, she has a lot of kids. I'm like, well, that explains it.
Yeah,
She's like,
absolutely.
always on her this last straw. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh,
Explain to me the evolution of the page. Okay, so when you start OnlyFans, this is around pandemic, right? That you started the OnlyFans page.
Yeah, because that's kind of when it got popular, for everybody. And not that I was trying to be like, oh, join the bandwagon, but I was cutting hair at that time. And as you know, during pandemic, salons and things were closed for about a month, even in Florida, even though we had a lot more leeway and freedom down here, but things were still closed. So when I was in healthcare, it's like, okay, well, or not in healthcare, I'm sorry. I was in healthcare prior to that. But when I got back into it, obviously things were slow due to what was going on. And I had several friends that were talking about, doing it and kind of just a little bit here and there. And like, hey, even if you just sell, no face and all that. And I was like, okay. So that was when I kind of started dabbling into it. And then before I know it, I would be at work for my 8-hour shift cutting hair. And I would have so many orders of special requests waiting on me because I wasn't full blown, really had a set, program going for myself, if you will. I was kind of just like flying along, however it came in. If I took out a request, I take it. Well, then I would get so many orders that I would end up spending every evening after work working. And I'm like, okay, this is making me more money than this is. What am I doing?
Right.
So I finally just quit. And from day one, though, I've had my own little studio that I've always done it outside of my house. I've never attempted to try to like be in my bedroom and have my kids around and do it. And like, I don't even try that.
So you rent a studio to go and shoot all your content in, and then
Uh-huh.
fill out special request forms. So you
Yeah.
started, you start going with not showing face, and
Mhm.
starting your page. Does it grow slowly, or does it? At that time, I guess during pandemic, it's at its most popular. It's still popular, but I
Yeah.
mean, were you getting a lot of subscribers right off the bat, or did you have to start showing more of yourself to kind of build that clientele?
I feel like it was slower at first because I was never like a social media. I don't know if I can say that word. I was going to say whore, but I was never like a social media, like big fan of it. I had a Facebook, and that was really all I ever really had. So I had an okay amount of fans, or friends, but of course my friends on there, and that's who I want to see my OnlyFans. So
Right.
I had to make all new social media with that name. So I was starting from scratch. I had never even had an Instagram before that. So then I was like, okay, well now if I'm promoting it, I've got to like show them more than just what am I going to put in an Instagram post if I can't show nudity. So what am I going to show? A swimsuit, but then they can't see a face, and then I have to cover my arms, and like it just became too much. And so that's why I was like, no, let's just go for it. So it did start out slow, but I really do feel like kind of as I started, showing more of my face and being a little bit more open with just like what I was doing, it made it easier, honestly, to just promote and get out there.
Yeah, and how many hours a day would you say you put in to your OnlyFans page? Because now it's your full-time career, right? So
Yeah,
what's your
yeah.
schedule per day to put in? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're replying to messages, you're doing custom content, and
Mhm,
then of course shooting original content. So is
mhm.
that a 40-hour work week?
No. I mean, it's all in what you want to make it. Because here's the thing: is every time I go to my phone between the social media and OnlyFans, I'm going to definitely have a message. I'm going to definitely have an order. I'm going to definitely have work to do. I just have to know when to turn it off because sometimes I get a little bit too into it and I don't want to stop because I look at it as like, well, I should work. I can hustle. Like I don't leave money on the table. Like, so I feel like I need to
Yeah.
constantly, but then I also feel like that kind of spoils my customers because then they think, oh, she's available anytime I want her. So then I have to
Yeah.
kind of start saying, okay, if I don't respond for 3 hours, it's okay. Like I'm not ignoring you. I didn't just take your $20. I don't need
Now,
it that bad. I'm not. So I had to kind of like train them and kind of correct them like, okay, I'm going to take some time away. I might be unavailable for 6 hours, so I might be doing something with my kids, but that's okay, I'm still around. But yeah, typically like now it's been a little more crazy because I feel like if I let too much time go in between, then I have so much on my plate to like catch up to.
Yeah.
So I try to ideally spend 4 or 5 hours a day. But again, that's not always guaranteed because sometimes I might spend my whole morning on it and then spend my whole night on it too. So
are you not at the
try to
point of
keep it a limit.
outsourcing yet? You're going to outsource to like a third world country to have those guys on there 24/7 in your
I should.
ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
So
well,
Viber
someone said to me,
action.
like, "Why don't you get an assistant to read through your messages?" I was like, "Because they don't know, like, what I will say. Like, they don't know how I'll react to something." And I feel like
Hey,
if
there's a
someone
Clipper.
starts if someone answers questions for me, I'm like, they're gonna be like, "This isn't her. She doesn't say
Yeah.
that. She doesn't talk like that." Like, so I don't. And the whole idea, I feel like, of this is to keep the personal. That's why guys pay for OnlyFans and they could just go to Pornhub for free. Because I think the whole idea of it is like the more personal feel with this. I would
yeah,
say.
Stereotypes.
for sure. Now, with all this like drama circling around the school and all those kind of parent groups, did you find out that some of the dads subscribe to your page on the DL?
Ooh.
Have you still like recognize anyone following you? You're like, I know
Hey,
you.
Todd.
Yeah, hey Todd.
I don't have any like proof, and because I don't know if you guys know how it works, but sometimes sometimes people will have a name, and they're like they'll say John Smith or whoever they're actually. I don't know if it's the real name, but it looks like a real
Yeah.
legit name. But then a
Right.
lot of them are just like a number and letters, like U67214. It'd just be some random. So I don't have any way of knowing. But now it is funny to me, and this is laughable. It's only happened twice since all the news story broke out. But prior to this, I never had this. But I'll have someone actually pay for a subscription, get on my page to write me a message on there to tell me that they think I'm a hoe. Like, okay, well,
Ah.
like, thank you for your money. So
Thanks
now
for
I'll
the
just
money.
restrict you from sending me messages, and now you're stuck with me for 30 days. Like, I'm not going to refund you, but
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
that to me, that's dumb. Like, obviously, I got your attention enough for you to pay for it. Because I'll tell you right now, this is something I don't like. I'm not going to drop 4 cents on it. Like, I don't care
Yeah.
how much something is. If I don't like something, I'm not going to go give it my money. Like, so that was
right.
funny to me.
Yeah, it's
And
like you're
those
so
are
old
funny. I'm
and
like, okay.
stupid that you subscribe just to give me hate mail.
Yeah,
That's
Right.
fantastic.
yeah,
And make sure you got the renewal on and send me a
Exactly.
hate message every 6 months.
exactly. Like, I'll take it. Yeah, that stuff
That's,
is crazy.
that's amazing. All right, so and then you started off the content and then you started with pictures. Now what all does your page have to offer for people out there who are thinking about subscribing to your page?
All kinds of stuff. I mean, I have some solo stuff. I have stuff with my husband. So I was in the Bahamas last week for a few days, and I got some pretty good little secluded beach scenes. So those are fun because
Nice.
I have noticed, and as long as I've been doing it, is that public outside stuff is always like a huge like bonus to people. People like that stuff. So, but then I have to be
Taboo,
careful
yeah.
with OnlyFans. If I get anything in the background that even like one time I was at the beach and I wasn't even nude, but I posted on my OnlyFans and it just in the background you could see a vehicle moving. Like so obviously someone was driving. You couldn't see a person, but they flagged
Yeah.
me because I had someone else in the video that wasn't even on there, even though you couldn't even see a person at all.
Ooh.
So I have to
Yeah,
be
super
super
strict.
careful when it comes to public and how I can like get away with it. And it's tricky, but it makes some money.
What is it like somebody actually reviewing the video before it gets posted to make sure there's nobody in the background? That's how it works?
I guess. Like, I don't know if
Wow.
theirs is done like generated like automatically or like that.
Yeah.
I do know they have a lot of like support help. So if I ever have an issue or an email, like they respond quick. It's not like a Facebook where you never really get an answer on something or whatever. Like they are good with that. And I will say I've never had any of my content stolen off of there.
That's good.
I have tried myself to see if it'll work. I couldn't do it. I couldn't take a screenshot. You can't like save and download to your phone. And if they do, it automatically has my, imprinted like logo at the bottom. So I will say as far as that goes, I think it's the security of it and the kind of protecting anyone who does it is fairly good. And in that way.
They got the operation down for sure at
Yeah.
OnlyFans. How long did it take you to convince your brother or your husband to shoot content with you, or was he game and trying to get into your OnlyFans right off the bat, or were you like, honey, come on, we can make so much more if you join?
What are you doing there?
Honestly, he was fine with it right away. I think initially it was just myself, just because I kind of wanted to see if I even really wanted to do it for sure or not, So at first it may have just
Yeah.
been a few pictures or a few little like just brief clips of myself to kind of just see what it was like. And it is weird at first because it's like we had always taken pictures or videos and sent them texted back and forth or anything like that. But
Yeah,
then
sexting
to
and
actually like but then to actually put that out there for other people to see and judge, like it's a little like at first, like it makes you nervous, but then you quickly get tough skin. Like I feel like emotional wise, I'm so different than I was 3.5 years ago. Like I'm so much tougher now. You have to be because
Yeah.
if you like, I initially would let that stuff bother me. But and what's funny to me, because I've talked about this with my daughters. I've just said, the things that we think are bad about ourselves or that we're judgmental of ourselves, 9 times out of 10, that's not even what people are going to judge you on. Like there was things about myself that I maybe am insecure about, I don't love about myself, or maybe would expect that, oh, that's going to be something someone's going to talk about. And it's never been brought up. It'd be something completely different. It's like I get a lot when I'm on radio. They make fun of my voice. Like, oh, you're a valley girl. You sound like a stuck up, girl. And I'm like, okay, well, do you want me to sound like that? You mean it's like I just smoked a carton of cigarettes? Like, what would be
Yeah.
better?
Hey, it's
I mean,
Piper
like,
Fawn. How are you?
exactly. Like, do you want me to sound like that, dude?
Yeah.
But
Speaking of which, was that your first choice for name, or did you have a process where you're going through different aliases?
so if I'm being honest, the name Piper, I always liked it. And I obviously am done having kids. So I'm not ever having another kid, but I'd always said, like, if I ever had another daughter, like, I like that name. And that was like 6-7 years ago, like way before OnlyFans, And and then and then it was funny. I actually had a coworker that had a dog named Piper, and I was like, I love that name, and like it just kept like coming around. So I just went with it. And then the whole fawn thing, I think of like a fawn, like a deer, like they're calm and timid. And because when I first got into this, I was timid, and I was like, oh, I don't know, like I'm just gonna like hide my face. And So that's where it came from. Like I just completely made it up. Like, and then I know since then like there's another girl that's out there that hasn't done their name, but she has another name now added on to her name, and she does a lot more risque stuff than I do.
Nice. Well, I am actually so glad that you took the time to talk with us, fill us in, Piper, and anyone who's watching this, Piper Fawn 20, to follow her on social media and on OnlyFans as well. You can subscribe there to get all the different customized content, and we're gonna keep in touch. If anything else develops on this, any other drama, any tea you want to spill, then message me. We're T-shirt twins. So you can always
How
message.
cool is that?
Just the best pictures.
When I saw it, I was like, oh,
gotten.
that's my shirt. That was like a
I
long
used
time
to
ago. I
wear
was like, I totally did content in that.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm gonna have you sign it.
Yeah. But yes,
Right.
it was so great meeting you, and I wish you could continued success and happiness for you and your family. And we'll talk soon. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Piper Fawn, everyone.
Bye.